Hi, my name's Tim Campbell and I'm head of trading futures here at OSTC. And we want to take this chance to tell you more about the opportunity to join our company as a junior trader. Now, we could tell you about the fantastic qualifications that we're going to give you, the salary we're going to give you from day one, all the equipment that you're given for free, and the world-class training you're going to get. But we thought it was much better to have a conversation with somebody who's actually doing the job now. So that's why I've invited the great Jake from our business to come and talk to us about trading. How you doing, Jake? You good?
Yeah, great. Thanks, Tim. You okay?
I'm all right, I'm not too bad. You look a bit more sunny than when I am, but I'm in the middle of London and the weather's a bit erratic, so don't worry about that.
Sun's just coming out now, yeah.
I love it. I love it. So, big starting question really is like, how did you get into trading in the first place, Jake?
Yeah, so started off, did a degree in law in uni, which is not sort of your typical your path you might take. Went to do some work as a paralegal for a mid-sized Cardiff firm. Didn't really enjoy it. Wasn't my type of thing. It was sort of repetitive, mundane tasks. Wanted something where I was gonna, have a challenge day to day and something more performance-based. So I spoke to a friend who was working with OSTC. And then, just sort of applied and went through the application process and luckily got in.
Well, you were more than lucky. You had the brains for it. It's great to see that you had a different discipline that wasn't related to trading that got you actually in. But when someone told you about trading in the first place, did you know what it was about?
Yeah, so I had an interest in it, and like many others, just sort of like read up on it in university. Traded like a small account whilst I was in university, just opened up with a broker. Just again, like many others do, just something you do just to seek it out when you're curious. So yeah, new bits and bobs, but obviously what I started to learn from the start of the training process just was a lot more than what I knew at that point. So
there was a lot going on. So you talk about the training, really interesting. So we know that we give individuals world-class training up to level 5 qualifications, which is essentially up to A levels and above. How did you find that training process for yourself?
yeah, it was. So we had a gent that came in to teach us. I think there was a group of 7 of us when we started. We were part of a new initiative to trade in futures in European government bonds on the Eurex exchange. So it was slightly different to what, say, the new applicants will go through, being that it's digitally provided now. But what will be similar is the learning curve is very steep at the start. It was often overwhelming at the start, just so many new things, terms and things you'd never heard of before being thrown at you, and things you've quite honestly got to get to grips with pretty quickly. But yeah, it was at the same time it's very exciting. You work with new colleagues, collaborating with new people, and you're being guided through something, and so it was overwhelming but exciting.
Well, I suppose that's the interesting thing about training. It's never boring. It's constantly moving. And the fact is, we're looking for people who are really good with maths, but also have the resilience to deal with all of that information coming from different places. So that's great you've been able to share that with us. Now, how long have you been with OSTC now, Jake?
It'll be 4 years next month, and then like 4 years live from I think it's May. So yeah.
Fantastic. So I hope we're going to get you a cake to celebrate, yeah?
Yeah, hopefully, yeah.
So what's been the hardest thing in the 4 years that you've had to experience?
Dry periods, as in say rough patches, like the one currently the markets we're going through in the markets now, where you've had huge volatility caused by the pandemic last year, which as you know, volatility usually creates opportunities for those that can manage their risk well, and then just dry periods after, where the market just drastically changes and you've got to quickly adapt, because if you continue to do the same thing, you either lose money and at the end of the day you can't afford to persistently lose money in this job. So yeah, it's the most challenging thing is just realizing when you're wrong and in how you're doing things and adapting to it, I would say, because it takes a lot of discipline and self-control.
But the thing is, we expect people, particularly in the first year, to not do particularly well, make mistakes, get over that. But that support bubble around the people is about getting you used to that, so you're better skilled for the future, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. So like what I'm saying there, what I was going into there is more when you've maybe like now I'm just having that sort of thing for the first time, where I'm seeing a huge market shift, like that might be go on for multi-year sort of thing. But obviously in the first year or 2 years, you may not be expected to deal with those things so well, and you're going to have that support. So it's to be expected that you're going to make mistakes.
So in your opinion, now you've been in with the company for 4 years and you've seen lots of our traders who have been in for long periods of time and those who are just joining, what in your opinion makes a good trader, Jake?
You've got to be inquisitive, I think. You just got to question everything. I mean, yeah, you can turn to senior traders who have got proven results for info and guidance and things like that, but without being disrespectful to them, you've still got to question what they would say. You've got to back yourself. Do your own research. Don't expect people to do things for you. So I think, yeah, the inquisitive part of that. You've also got to be really disciplined, to stick to your plan, to risk manage, and the psychological part as well. Just being able to deal with setbacks and not get emotionally involved on your losing trades or on your winning trades. Just sticking to your plan. So just a mixture of those things, really. And you've got to be comfortable with taking risk as well. Just as much dealing with downside as not flapping around when you've got a good winner going. So yeah,
it's all about that plan, isn't it? It's the long-term vision. I think we have that vision where we say, look after the pennies and the pounds will take care of themselves. And it's really that mentality of coming back and forward, going through it. So thank you so much for sharing that. I suppose for you, we're looking at particularly women and those from lower socioeconomic groups to come into our business now. What would you think to say to anybody who's thinking about joining us at Trading Futures?
I just think, like, if you've got a passion, you've got a deep interest, then just don't be scared. Just go for it. It's as simple as that, really. That's all I would say. This is like what OSTC is doing. The people they're targeting now, or it's about giving opportunity. So if you've been given it, then don't shy away from it. Essentially, if that's what you want to do, then just go for it.
Love it. Thanks so much for that, Jake. Listen, I'm off to go down to the gym to try and get as big as you. I've got a bit catching up, but thanks so much for sharing the information about Trading Futures.
No problem, Tim. Cheers, mate.